Today, March 8th, and you know what that means. Do you want a revolution? Woo, woo. Yeah, it's time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, 215 on Twitter. We got a whole bunch of stuff going down, but today's show, I know it's coming too little late. I had to work some overtime today, but Revolution is going down tomorrow night in Los Angeles, California. AEW is bringing their pay-per-view that almost always hits. You know what we got today for the show. We'll preview the show, the matches, how we got to where we're going. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, now you know how we do with these shows when we got to do the pay-per-view. We got to take a look at last year's card. And Revolution last year took place at the Greensboro Coliseum, as it was Sting's last match. Yes. This show was headlined by the Icon Sting having his final match. But let's look at the card on the pre-show 0 hour. We had the Bang Bang Scissors Gang defeat Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, Willie Mack, and Private Party. Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale defeated Julia Hart and Sky Blue, and Christian Cage defeated Daniel Garcia to retain the TNT Championship. Then we had Eddie Kingston defeat Bryan Danielson to win the Triple Crown Championship, becoming the first ever Continental Champion winner. This was the finals of the Continental Classic, and since Danielson lost, he had to shake Eddie Kingston's hand. And then we had an all-star scramble match with the winner receiving a future AEW World Championship match, and Wardlow defeated Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, and Dante Martin. Randomly brought in Magnus. That was wow. But this was supposed to be a big beefy match. I think someone else was supposed to be in this match, but they were hurt. Roderick Strong defeated Orange Cassidy to win the International Championship. The Blackpool Combat Club defeated FTR. Timeless Tony Storm defeated Deonna Purrazzo to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. Will Ospreay defeated Konosuke Takeshita. Samoa Joe defeated Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland to retain the AEW World Championship. And of course, the main event, Sting and Darby Allin defeated the Young Bucks to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championship in a tornado tag match. Of course, this was Sting's retirement match. It was just an absolutely fantastic show. And now we move on to the 2025 show. And you know how these things go. We got a match on 0 hour, probably at least two more, as Tony Khan loves adding matches to the card. But on 0 hour, we have the team of, we've got ourselves a 6-man tag match with Big Boom AJ teaming up with the Conglomeration to take on Johnny TV and MXM Collection. Celebrity matches, these are how these things work out. It's going to be a fun match. It's going to be an entertaining match, but take Big Boom AJ and the Conglomeration to win, to start the show off right, and to send the crowd home happy. But this is going to be a very, very fun match. So that's how we're going to get that one done. And then we have on the main card, we have, I believe, 10 matches on the main card. Yeah. 9 matches on the main card. We start off with Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher in the steel cage match. AEW does not do a lot of steel cage matches, so when they do have them, they feel very, very special. And this is essentially the rubber match between these two gentlemen. As Kyle Fletcher defeated Will Ospreay at Full Gear, and Will Ospreay got that win back, I believe, at Grand Slam. But this all stems from Kyle Fletcher moving on from Will Ospreay and going about it the complete wrong way and absolutely destroying the once great faction of the United Empire. But this one is going to be a very, very tough match to predict, because here's the thing. Both guys need a win, have earned a win, and it's a matter of who do you have more faith in going forward. And right now it's probably Will Ospreay. This is going to be an exciting match, and if you saw Collision, you saw this beautiful, amazing promo that Will Ospreay cut. Wow. And if you saw their Full Gear match, wow. Putting these two in a steel cage is like the ultimate stipulation, and hopefully they don't kill each other. I'm going to go with Will Ospreay to win here. Because I feel like they have a plan. They have a plan for both of these guys moving forward, and Will Ospreay is going to probably be moving towards that world championship at some point, whereas Fletcher can get elevated and stay within the family. Next up, we have Kazuchika Okada defending the Continental Championship against Big Brody King. And this, I know, stems from Brody getting some payback for his boy Buddy. Okada defended the championship against Buddy at Grand Slam Australia, and Okada kept ducking Buddy Matthews, and now instead of ducking Brody King, he's coming right at him. He attacked Brody King after Brody went to check on his fellow Hound of Hell member Julia Hart, and this is going to be a nice, hard hitting affair. I am really liking the push for the Hounds of Hell. Need Buddy Matthews to get better. Brody King has acquitted himself well any time he's been in a one-on-one match. He has been absolutely fantastic, but take Okada to win here just because I think there is a unification match coming at some point, whether that's Okada versus Takeshita or Okada versus Kenny Omega, but take Okada to win here. The Hounds of Hell can recover. Brody King can recover. Okada's just going to hold him to the championship until they unify. Next, we have a one-on-one match. Hangman Adam Page versus Maxwell Jacob Freeman MJF. And people always wonder, people always ask, right? What is the deal with MJF? Why is this match even happening? And put it to you like this. Ready? A recurring theme with MJF is that he's deeply insecure and craves acceptance, but can't seem to find it because his behavior is so shitty. He sings Hangman, who has done even more bad stuff, evil stuff, than MJF has ever done, and the fans still love Hangman. They still cheer for him. MJF can't handle that, and Hangman gets what MJF has always wanted: love and adoration, while behaving even worse. That's what Hangman has done. He still gets love and adoration, even though he's been worse than MJF. So MJF was trying to prove a point this past week on Dynamite when he was going to burn Hangman alive. You fans love the guy who burned down a house. Well, let me take it even further and I burn him alive. Now you're asking yourself, well, didn't Eddie and Hangman and who was it? It was why can't I think of this kid's name? Darby Allin. All try to burn somebody. Those were all under contract and part of the match, with the exception of Hangman. Right? And that was outside of the business. You tried to burn somebody alive in the middle of a ring with nobody agreeing to anything. So that's how we get here. And I am very, very much for this. This is the start of the feud between these two gentlemen. So I don't expect this to be one and done. This can be dragged on. I don't want to say dragged on. This can go on for a lot of the year with the kind of story you can get from these two men. This is going to be a very, very good match, an entertaining match. And I don't need it to be long, 10, 12 minutes. But when we do these feuds with MJF, when we do these feuds with Hangman, MJF usually wins the first match. So I gotta go with MJF winning the first match here. And that's okay because we are far, far from over between these two. There's so much more story to be told. Next up, we got the Hurt Syndicate defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Outrunners. And look, the Outrunners are fun. They are a catchy team, an entertaining team, an enjoyable team, and have gotten themselves over. But going up against the Hurt Syndicate, and they hurt people. The Outrunners are the underdogs, and everyone loves an underdog, but them dogs got to be put down, and that's what the Hurt Syndicate is going to do. I'm waiting for the first real tag team feud for the Hurt Syndicate. I'm hoping it's the Hounds of Hell when Buddy gets healthy, but definitely this is probably the one match where you know who's going to win. You know who's going to win. Take the Hurt Syndicate to defeat the Outrunners and retain the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Next up, we have Mercedes Moné defending the TBS Championship against Momo Watanabe. And Momo got this match as she won that Women's Championship Series, defeating Willow Nightingale, Athena, and I forget who the CMLL representative was, but essentially she got to, after winning that match, she gets the opportunity to face any champion of her choice between those four promotions: AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and CMLL. Right, so she chose Mercedes Moné in the AEW TBS Championship, and these who have fought before. AEW Mercedes won at Capital Collision of last year's New Japan show, and Momo wants to get that kickback. She wants to get that W back, right? This is going to be a really it's going to be a really good match. This match is going to be so good. And Billy Starks has kind of been inserted into this feud, and I could potentially see one thing really happening. Mercedes wins, and her next feud will be against Billy Starks, which would then transition Mercedes versus Athena. Wishful thinking, I know, but I'm going to say, just like the previous match with the Hurt Syndicate, take Mercedes Moné to win here. I don't think they're going to put the championship on Momo, but what you are going to get is you're going to get a fantastic match. You're going to get more eyes put on Momo than you have before, because think about this. Nobody was really checking for Stephanie Vaquer until she faced Mercedes Moné at Forbidden Door. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. But take Mercedes Moné to retain the AEW TBS Championship, defeating Momo Watanabe. But this is going to be a really, really good match. Then we have Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet, with the winner getting an AEW World Championship match. This is for the number one contendership. And I love Swerve. Swerve did this to himself. He really did. Swerve was the one that started picking on him and bullying Ricochet, getting into Ricochet's business ever since Ricochet showed up here in AEW. And the first match that he had, Ricochet won. Doesn't matter how you get the W, as long as you get the W. Ricochet won. And this past week on Dynamite, he told Swerve, "You did this. You brought this upon yourself. You didn't have to do any of this." And what makes this match even more personal is that Ricochet has the robe of the embassy, Prince Nana's robe, that means so much to him. And Nana gave Swerve an ultimatum like, yo, I've taken so many bullets for you. Get my robe back. And with that caveat thrown in there, part of me thinks, hey, will Nana turn on Swerve? It's a good question. I don't think so, but the opportunity, the choice is always there. So who becomes the number one contender for the World Championship? Well, this is tough because it depends on how the World Championship match is going to end, right? Like, I really can't pick a winner of this match until I pick the World Championship winner. Or by picking this match, I can determine who's going to win the World Championship. But I think Ricochet gets his W back over Swerve. He gets the robe back. And I don't think this match that we're done between these two, because there will probably be a third match. But take Swerve to defeat Ricochet here. Then we have, in my opinion, the match that has the most stories, the best story. Timeless Toni Storm, Mariah May, the Hollywood ending, Falls Count Anywhere for the AEW Women's World Championship. And I don't really need to rehash this. I don't need to rehash anything that they've been doing. It has, been nothing short of beautiful. I mean, Mariah May just attacked Toni Storm at the Queen of the Ring premiere. These two honestly should be the main event over the World Championship match. This match should be the main event. It just fits everything that's going on. And I'm ready for the downfall, the breakdown of Mariah May. With me saying that, I'm taking Toni Storm to win here. She just got the championship back at Grand Slam, and we can see Mariah May break down and really, just lose herself. So I'm very much looking forward to this match. That promo this past week on Dynamite, the sit-down interview with Mariah and Tony with Renee Paquette, was a thing of beauty. And it has given me theater. It has given me everything that I've asked for and so much more. So take Toni Storm to win this match, but their story is far from over. Next up, we have the International Championship, as Konosuke Takeshita will be defending against Kenny Omega. And I know I said Okada's winning. One of these men have to face Okada, and they've been teasing Takeshita and Okada for a minute now. And this match right here is stemming off from Don and Callis moving on from Kenny Omega and putting his faith in Takeshita. So we have the Alpha Takeshita versus the Omega. So here we are with an amazing match that's definitely going to happen. I expect 5-star match in the Tokyo Dome between these two gentlemen. Like I said, I feel like a unification match is coming on with the Continental International Championship, with there being the International Championship is the one that's moving forward. I mean, the lineage for it has just been really good. Takeshita has 2 wins over Omega. Like, he's got 2 wins over Omega. Can he get a third? I mean, I think this is Kenny's second match back from his injury. Would they really have him go over Takeshita? I think I know we all want to see Omega versus Okada one more time. I understand that. I get it. It doesn't need to be for a championship. I gotta go with Takeshita to win here and retain the international championship. And lastly, the main event, the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley defending against Adam Copeland. And boy, Cope's, listen, he did what he said he was going to do, and that was to take out the rest of the Death Riders, and he did it in all in the same way, with the exception of Wheeler Yuta, because after he beat him, he just showed him some respect, and then of course, he got some help from Jay White and Willow Nightingale. So there's a lot of moving parts here with this main event match, right? There's a lot of moving parts here. Cope wants the real Mox, not the coward, not the man that's been running away, not the man that's been hiding behind the Death Riders, but the man who has stepped up and put AEW on his back and has been the MVP of that company, right? But like I said, there's moving parts. Does Jay White get involved? Do any of the rest of the Death Riders get involved? And when someone isn't on TV, expect them to return. Who am I talking about? Christian Cage. Remember, he has a contract for a world championship match any place, anytime, anywhere. He can just cash in. Do we pull the TNT Championship stunt again, where Cope wins and then gets cashed in on by Christian? Like, that's what a lot of us are believing is going to happen. Now, they could just flip everything in the head and just have Moxley win. And after getting beat down all those times, he can still win. I think Cope's winning. I think everything we believe that we think is going to happen is going to happen. I think Cope's winning. I think Christian's coming to cash in. I think Jay White's getting involved. I think there's a bunch of stuff that's going to happen, and we can move on from the Death Rider storyline. I know a lot of people aren't liking it, but it was a good reset for AEW. Just be surprised and be ready for the ending. So take Copeland to win and become the AEW World Champion. So one more time, let's go over the card. Just as I'm watching Collision, they added into the match to the show. So take Big Boom AJ and the Conglomeration to defeat Johnny TV MXM Collection. Just added to the show Chris Jericho versus Gravity. So just take Chris Jericho to win because he's not losing to Gravity. Take Will Ospreay to defeat Kyle Fletcher in the Steel Cage match. Kazuchika Okada to defeat Brody King to retain the Continental Championship. MJF to defeat Hangman Adam Page. The Hurt Syndicate to defeat the Outrunners to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Mercedes Moné to defeat Momo Watanabe to retain the TBS Championship. Swerve Strickland to defeat Ricochet to become the number one contender to the AEW World Championship. Timeless Tony Storm to defeat Mariah May in a Falls Count Anywhere match to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. Take Konosuke Takeshita to defeat Kenny Omega to retain the International Championship. And take Adam Copeland to defeat Jon Moxley to win the AEW World Championship. But let me know what you guys think. That is our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look what we got going on the screen coming up this week. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Anna J, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Bailey, Isla Dawn, and Gigi Dolan. Holla at your boy. Peace.